Yes! It is that time yet again. Hello! And welcome to yet another fantastic episode of Redstone LAPIS LAZULI, starring I, your host, PoGokeRo. But with me today, this morning, is my co-host, Captain Bones, a Capitan.
Moshi Mosh.
Good morning, senor.
What's up?
I have a kitty cat walking across my desk because I was singing. Like my cat, I have my cat Maud. She's great. Whenever I start singing, she's like, "Hey, what's up, guy?" Like it doesn't matter what I'm singing, but she'll.
Cat here didn't bother me, so I'd be like, "Okay, I'm singing, cat. Get the heck away from me now, okay? Move, cat."
All right, I gotta work. I gotta work this out here. All right, go ahead and talk.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah. All right.
I was saying my Minecraft says Minecraft 90210. You remember that show?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big deal back then, man.
Yeah, and I didn't know why. I didn't understand why.
Really, I loved that show. I'm not kidding you. Like even my dad and everybody watched that show when it was out, and we watched it all the time. Not so much. What was the other one? What was the more grown-up?
Melrose Place.
Melrose Place.
The more grown-up one.
Yeah, it was really. It was like more for the grown-up, more for the refined person who wants to see a high school drama. More for the refined person.
Yeah, high school drama with like 30-year-olds, right?
Oh yeah, Dylan looking like he's 90 years old.
Nah, he wasn't like 90, but I mean, yeah.
He had freaking wrinkles on his face, that's for sure.
Well, so I mean, I knew guys back. Yeah, I don't want to talk. All right, never mind.
Then I would have been like, hey, you look like Dylan McKay.
No.
And then they would have been like, no, excuse me, and then I'd be like, I apologize. Nobody wants to be like Dylan McKay. He's an outcast. He's a rebel.
Yeah, but he got with Shannon Doherty, right?
Ugh. Yeah, but she's nuts so for chicken butt, so.
Well, okay. Well,
yeah,
you know, see, that's the thing.
To get Kelly, yo, don't even give me that. You gotta go with Kelly.
Man,
Where you go with
this is going too nostalgia for me. I gotta stop. You're dragging me down the hole.
You just go the safe route. You just go with Andrea, yeah. You just go with the smart one. You know she's gonna get a good job.
Oh man.
We're gonna live happy, and I'm just gonna play games all day, and you're gonna make me money.
Stop!
No, wait,
stop.
maybe that's not what you're supposed to do. Oh God, no!
Stop dragging me down into this hole of nostalgia. No, I can't. Really, I can't. Here, actually, I'm supposed to be like, so I'm at my base. I'm gonna be making a train station real quick.
Right now.
But yeah, don't be dragging me down this hole, man. Oh, this nostalgia hole. Holy crap! You like went and then never ended. It just like kept going.
No.
You're like happy about it. You're like, I found my peace.
I was like, da-na-na-na, da-da-na-na-na.
No! I remember! No!
Yeah! See? That just popped into my head right now as we were talking. I was like, oh, dang, that's right. That is the music.
Okay, no, wait. Here, wait. I'm gonna dispel it. Okay, check this out. So, our mutual friend, Micron510, told me about, Bleach.
Bleach is a band, right?
No, it's a Japanese anime.
Okay, I've heard about that too. I thought it was a band, but yeah, I have heard of that. That's where
yeah,
it was.
And so
I haven't seen it though.
It is on Netflix until November 1st, and so I started binging on it. I've never done that before, so it's kind of weird for me. I'm like, oh, this is weird. It's kind of it kind of
super anime though. Like I like stuff like you know, Dragon Ball and Guyver and like fighting stuff like that. Like I'm not
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the whole like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, like other
Yo,
stuff.
yeah, it's what you want, dude.
Is it?
It is, and I'm telling you,
love
but it's really good. I didn't know.
It's older though, right?
No, I don't know how old it is, but I mean, like,
It
what?
sounds so familiar.
Bleach? Yeah. Like, it's pretty popular. I just never got into it. I mean, it never went on my radar.
Yeah, I was always just kind of stuck to the mainstream stuff like Guyvers and Dragon Balls and things like that.
See, I don't know what Guyvers is. What? Like,
You never seen the Guyver?
MacGyver?
No, Guyver, like Guyver.
No.
It's Guyver without the Mick. Oh, you gotta type that in. I guarantee you will love that.
Oh no, I mean cauldrons. Yeah, hoppas.
Yeah, so it's not bad. It's Guyver's kind of like that, you know. It's a movie where this guy like kind of I think it's
Spencer.
what is it? It's like I don't want to say. He had like kind of like an armor suit, I guess it is, you know, and he kind of puts on the armor suit and he does all this stuff.
So he wears armor. He has a huge like power armor.
It's not a mech suit. It's like more of just like a smaller, just like
like
an
power armor
exosuit, I guess. Yeah, it's not really an armor. It's like a living exosuit. I don't know. It's
Oh.
weird. Okay, so I've seen this Bleach stuff before. I am looking at it. I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. That kind of blew my mind. I'm like, holy! I mean, when I first saw the first episode, I'm like, this dude, this kid.
You know how many episodes you're in for, right? You're in for a ride there. So
I'm in like
the series
I'm in like
ran
10
for a
right now.
total of 366 episodes. Good sir.
What?
It March 15th, 2004 to 2012. Holy moly!
Yeah, no, I'm like, no.
Yeah,
no.
so it wasn't. So it was a while ago. That was probably about the time when I was not into it, but you know, when I was watching this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's why I've heard of it.
Well, what I thought was interesting was this kid can see these things from. Wait, number one, it's a kid. All their protagonists always mention that they're high school. I think the Japanese do this on purpose to inspire their children.
Do you think because a lot of that stuff is like even the video games? Like, have you ever heard of a video game called keep talking. Once it comes up, I'll say. But it's basically a video game, you know, that's about like high school stuff and then forging relationships with like other people, and like you have to really like go in depth with these people, and like I don't know, all high school stuff, like high school drama stuff. A lot of that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it's I was just kind of reflecting on like, it just seems to me a lot of their protagonists are high school kids. Maybe that's because that's the market they're aiming for, are high schoolers.
Could be, I guess. Something
So
really
like, it's nothing nefarious. It's just like.
No, I know that, but like, it's not like something like I'm not into that, you know, like that whole like that vibe type thing, you know, like I already, you know, I don't need to know about, you know, love relationships, and I just want action and this and that kind of stuff.
Ah, that's right. You're married. You're
Yeah, I don't need any of that.
I've already made that. I've made that achievement. Cha-ching.
I want to get down to the business. Let's just freaking start beating some people up and start freaking ripping some heads off. Come on.
Oh yeah. There's tons of that. Like.
Oh, so it is pretty graphic.
Yeah, I mean they fight these things called hollows.
Looks like he has the swords, samurai swords, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and spells and like spirits and all sorts of crazy stuff.
The art style looks pretty decent, not too bad.
Yeah, except the protagonist, dude, is like our friend Dylan. He's like a 30-year-old, 15-year-old.
What does he look like? Like, I have a picture of people here, but...
He's got blonde hair. They always have blonde hair, right? I don't know why.
Let's see. The only ones that I have here is that some dude with, I don't know, white hair. Dude, no blonde-haired guy. Maybe
Why do they always have blonde hair? What's to do with blonde hair?
Oh, you know what? I see it. I know what you're talking about. Short blonde hair, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I see him. It looks more orangish in this picture, but yeah. He's the rev. He's got the ripped jeans and the
I don't know. When I see him, he has the he's either wearing his high school uniform or he's high school uniform or or his traditional like samurai like spirit outfit. So yeah, no, I mean, anyways, I think it's cool because what they do is that they have different levels of reality, and it's pretty neat. Like there's the mundane level of reality, the quote human level, and then they go to the spirit level, and then there's like a whole other like nether realm, and then there's like the spirit society, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm sure they're gonna show us one day, because they showed us the portal to the hell or whatever. So
You got 350 more episodes to go. I'm sure you'll get
yeah, I'm gonna totally stop because like and look it up on Wikipedia.
that is a lot.
But I'm like, man, everything I've been talking about is already out there in a different form. It just has to be like interpreted or something. So hey, bop.
This is Bleach, part-time student, full-time Soul Reaper.
Yeah, Soul Reaper, that's what he is. He's like, like some spirit dude. He goes around and he like protects the newly fallen souls from the demon people. Yeah. Let's see.
Watching the dubbed version, or is it?
I watched dubbed, yeah, because I'm lazy. Although I should really watch the original language version, but then you know what? Then I read I have the closed captions on for English and have English language, and the closed captions do not match the spoken English.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like it's a better translation when they speak it in dubbed than the written, because they can talk faster than you can read.
Ah, true.
And they can convey more emotion and get more subtlety out of it, I guess. I don't know.
Closed captioning's all slow. It's like, what is he talking about? He said he was gonna go eat some soup, and now he's going to the bathroom. What's going on?
Yeah. And who said what? Like, I don't get it.
What?
Yeah. Bop.
Yeah, I was watching. I think I saw one episode of Bleach, and I think at the beginning it had the weirdest song. Did you like the music?
Yeah, that was my whole point of bringing this up, right? I only know like the first like 3 seconds of the intro, and then I hit the skip intro. So like when you're doing the 90210.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what because I heard this song, and what was it? It was a weird one. It was like, what will we do, baby, without us? It was weird.
I couldn't know
what it was. It was like, and there ain't no loving, we can't love each other too. Woohoo! What will we do, baby?
What who's that one?
Sha-na-na-na. I think that's the one with Michael Keaton, though.
Yeah. That's something else. That's a different one. Man, now you're dragging me down nostalgia. Hey, what's up with your
I got all these things shooting in my ear.
Yeah, I knew. Stop it. Yo, here. I got all these other I've got look at my here my friends, right? Look at that red, right? I got all these things I want to talk about. Like you're gonna make me do a pirate episode, like.
Go.
Like the world is real, right? There's another world out there. I mean, like this is all nice and what we're doing here, but
there is another world out there. Michael J. Keaton, remember?
I need to actually undo all that. Go grab some glass. Okay, so the things I wanted to talk about are giant, like totally like not happy. So I'm gonna ask you some slightly personal questions, Senor. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Okay. How would you identify your faith?
I don't know. I guess Catholic.
Okay,
That's what I've grown
so
up
but
as.
a denomination of Christian.
I guess
so-
is that what it is? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you
Okay.
mean a denomination?
So Christian, basically, look at Christianity as like a tree. Christianity is like the main tree trunk.
Okay. And
I guess you can almost say Catholicism is like the main branch or the main trunk, and off of that grew all these other ones.
Okay.
And then actually the trunk grew in two different directions, right? That's the funny thing. One direction grew to the west. That's the one you know, the Catholic Church, right? And the other church direction went to the east. That's the Russians. That's the Orthodox. Have you heard about that?
What does Orthodox mean? I've heard the like, you know, Orthodox. What is Orthodox?
Okay, so that's Christianity. That's like the okay. Okay, so
Because I hear that all the time.
here's the deal, right? So Rome was Rome, and then Rome got sacked. So Rome had to run away. So the way Rome ran to a place called Constantinople.
Okay.
That's where the Roman
Love the
government and
song.
culture went. So then you had Constantinople, and they brought with them one half of the church, and they said, we are the church. But then the other half of the church stayed there and said, no, we are the church.
So basically, two people wanted, you know.
So it cut in half. The church cut in half.
Okay.
So like, yeah, so cut in half. Rome, the Roman culture and ideas fled to Constantinople, and there they stayed until they were overtaken by, I think, the Turks. I'm not sure. The Ottoman Empire is what I think. The Ottoman Empire. And when the Ottoman
Now,
Empire,
When they say Turks, I know this is, but when they say Turks, are they talking about like what? Just
Turkey.
Like Turkey,
Turkey.
right? Okay. So that's why I was
Ottoman
always
Empire,
wondering.
but back then it wasn't Turkey. It was Ottoman Empire.
The Ottoman Empire. Okay.
Okay, and then Ottoman Empire
Because I hear
took.
that often, and I always wonder if Turks means Turkey.
Yeah, I don't even know, right? Like I'm talking like rah rah rah, but I'm like,
No, I
I don't even. I
understand.
hope that's not even. I hope that's not a slur. Like that's my like the Turkish.
Oh, well,
But like,
as long as no, you know, you're trying. I mean,
yeah. Okay, so
You can put it in the comments. We'll fix it up, everybody.
so
I want to break this glass and just fall straight down this hole. The death hole.
so what's it called? So then the Ottoman Empire took over Constantinople
Okay.
and renamed it Istanbul.
We all know that song.
Okay, but they didn't destroy the church. So the church is called it's like, you know, the Constantinople part of the church.
Okay.
Right? Because then it kept going, right? Because then it moved over to Moscow.
It moved over
And
to
so
Russia.
Christianity moved all the way over. So Russians are also Christian, but they're a different kind of Christian. They cut in half like way back in the day. They're
Okay.
both technically Christian, but if you look at their Christian cross, it looks different. Have you seen it? The Orthodox Christian cross?
I haven't seen it. I
It's
don't
the
think
same
so. I
cross,
think
but
it might
instead of
be-
one, there's two. You know the crossbars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of just one of them, there's two of them. And
So the main one in the middle going north
There's
and
a-
south.
like that, yeah, the main one going straight up and down, and then there's one that goes across, and then underneath that one, there's a littler one that goes across.
Okay, so the one that goes east and west, there's two of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I think I may have seen that. Let me look it up right now. Go ahead.
Okay, no, wait, here, it gets even crazier now. You know how Russia invaded Ukraine and took over Crimea, right?
Recently?
Well, yeah, a couple years ago, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a big deal.
Yeah, and let's see, what am I doing here? I think I need a solid block there.
So the second line, is it a crooked line under it?
What line? Where, huh?
Because I see some that are crosses, and then under the cross it has a line, so there's two lines.
Oh yeah, I guess some of them are crooked. Yeah, it might be crooked.
Yeah, a crooked line.
Yeah. It could be that too. I don't really know. Like, I'm kind of just going offhand. Like, I don't really I didn't look it up before I started here. I didn't know I was going to go in this direction.
Some of them are definitely crooked, so I think that's probably part of it. I'll look it up.
But their church okayed a separation from the Russian church, the Ukrainian version. So there's like a break. The Ukraine version of the Orthodox Church broke off of the Moscow version, and it's its own version now of Orthodoxy. And so it's as if the Western Catholic Church decided, hey dude, we're gonna do our own thing. Thanks guys. See ya, Rome. And that'd be like you being like, yeah, that's me. I'm a Western Catholic. I'm not just a Catholic, I'm a Western Catholic. You see what I mean? It's a big deal.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy. But the reason I'm saying this is because over in America, there's a strain of Christianity that believes in this crazy prophecy of the end of the world, right? They believe that, oh, it's the time, and if you set up these prophecies, then stuff is going to go down. But it's crazy talk.
Yeah, I mean, you can just, I mean, I don't know. Of course it is. I think it is.
Okay, but if you, one way to illustrate how crazy talk this is to look at like the calendar. Everyone thinks like, oh, the year 2000, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. But if you can look over the Chinese calendar, it's like something else entirely different. It's like in the middle of something
has
crazy.
Different interpretations, yeah.
Yeah, so people are getting all worked up over nothing, over this prophecy, and what they're doing is they're making bad decisions based off superstition.
Of course, because they have to kind of, you know, they have to validate that what they believe in is real, right? So, you know, that's why they kind of sit there and they go, oh, well, look at this. This has to be this, you know, because, you know, I believe in this, and look at how bad things are going, you know. Just they have to have something to validate what they're believing in. That's why I think they kind of do that.
Trying to figure this out here. I'm talking and trying to like build a station at the same time. It's a lot harder than I thought it'd be.
I'm just sitting here talking to you, watching Corey dance up to that song. You hear the song in the background?
No, I don't hear anything from your side.
I know, I hear this music and I'm like, what is that? And I look over and this fool's just hula dancing. whatever music it is, I don't know.
That's awesome.
Like,
that's great.
What are you doing? I saw you. I'm watching you. Should have told me. I could have recorded it.
Okay. What else am I doing here?
Yeah, so that's the Russian Orthodox cross is a 6 or 8 pointed cross. It basically has the regular short, the one line going down the middle. You have the regular short line on the top. Under that one, you have a longer line below that one, and then towards the bottom, you have this small crooked, like cross line. It's an 6 or 8 pointed one, I guess. It looks so weird. It was introduced in the 6th century before the break between Catholic and Orthodox churches.
So okay, that's one thing. Okay, the next thing, only because I wanted to see like if current events were like making you think that, oh, it's like the end of the world or something if you bought into that.
It's like I said, like people see bad stuff happening, and you know they believe in religion, and then they kind of try to tie two and two together. You know, I mean, I understand, you know, where they're coming from, but it's like I said, I think they just see that, and they, you know, and in order for them to be like, well, you know, what I believe in isn't fake, you know, they say that has to be part of this. Like, honestly, I mean, you don't want to be sitting there, you know, and believe in something your whole life and then be like, well, maybe it wasn't real, you know?
But I don't know, would you rather know than not?
I don't know. I mean, I think that even if there isn't, I mean, I think that it helps people in some way, you know, believing that there's someone else out there that you can kind of, you know, pray to or something like that to help you, and you know, if it helps them,
yeah.
Like let's say if it's kind of like a placebo effect, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay.
You know?
But again, you know, look at how it's also being
if there was a choice, I would definitely rather know than not know. You know, at least I would. But some people wouldn't rather know. You know, some people would rather do the, you know what? I just kind of. I think Grandma would probably not want to know. I think she'd kind of just rather write it out, you know?
Yeah. Well, especially then, after
you don't want to sit
what
there
she's been through
right now and be like, oh my God, you know, nothing's
Psych.
real. Good God.
No, that's no good.
You know what I did every Sunday? You owe me my Sundays. I could have been going to brunch, brunching it up. So there's something I almost never do is brunch.
Oh man.
Well, at least brunch at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Brunch at home, sure. Whatever.
Come on, like you're all being socialite. Come on.
Shoot.
Really?
You got the bubbling orange juice or whatever, the mimosas and all that. A cactus farm.
A cactus farm. Yeah, you saw that, huh? Nice, isn't it?
What do you got the cactus farm for?
Well, because I was gonna create a lot of cacti or green stuff for Uni Fair again, because that's what she said she needed. And then I realized she didn't really need that much because she didn't need to make endless dye when I made that farm.
You
that
took one of those
farm.
green trees from the thing, or that weird looking purple tree.
Yeah, that one's from the end world. That's my specimen.
What do you just chop it down and it grows? It's a tree?
Yeah, it's a tree. And if you chop the seed is the coarse flower at the top. So if you chop down the bottom part, the whole tree breaks. The way a tree normally would fall.
But if you chop the top part off, you get the seed?
Huh?
What if you just chop the top part off, you get the seed?
I don't know. I think the whole, I don't know.
Oh God, I got a crazy rabbit chasing me because I have a freaking carrot. Get away! I will accost you, sir. Don't touch me.
Nice.
Oh my God. These things are ruthless. Do they not find food on their own when they're here? Good God.
They don't have to. They have you.
And hopefully when I run through the cactus, he hits it and he hurts himself. I'm looking through this maze of cactus waiting for him to come through and I don't see him. All of a sudden he's going to pop up and I'm going to scream like, ah! Like the shinning. Oh, rabbit. What time is it? Okay, 8:30.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I forgot the next part. Hey, okay. What else is going on? Yeah, I can tell you about my Saturday market event.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I went to the Saturday market like I normally do with my sign, and like it's kind of winding down, right? Because like it's getting colder. It's not as nice.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So yeah, people are more opt to staying indoors. Cause you guys get cold up there, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, but it doesn't really get that cold. Not really. Not compared to like Nevada. Man, that place gets like absolutely frigid.
You don't snow up there?
Rarely do we get snow.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, I guess it'd probably be.
But anyways, so we're there. I'm there, and why am I not moving?
The cold air is good for the old bones, though.
So I'm there, holding my sign, and then this white guy comes up to me, this older white gentleman. He comes up to me and starts talking, and he's like, yeah, I see your sign, you know, boo Trump. And then he's like, I have property in Alabama, and with my ex-wife. And he's like, who's black? And I'm like, oh, and he showed me a picture, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's very beautiful. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, yeah. She used to be Republican. And I'm like, and then he started being like really negative towards her. I'm like, whoa, you gotta chill out, man. You just gotta like relax.
He was obviously a Republican.
No, well, I don't know. Was he Republican? Because he said he was liberal. Was he like
okay.
lying?
See, I think people want to do stuff like that, but everybody still has like varying different views. You know, I think that's what happens nowadays. Is everybody, you know, like you want to be liberal. So what is liberal, right? Like no sides. Like what would liberal be basically?
I don't know. Here, let me finish what I was talking about.
Let's just say, I just say they want to be liberal, but with tinges of, you know, this and that, you know, a little bit of this thrown in, a little bit of that. Nobody wants to ever be just like one thing, you know. They want kind of a little bit from everything, I guess.
Well, no, so I'm at the market. I'm holding my sign. This guy comes up. He says he agrees with me. He had this wife that was black. He agreed with, but he kind of moved her over to the liberal side. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then he started saying about how, well, if it wasn't for this for the liberals, those black people, they wouldn't have gotten anywhere. If it wasn't for us helping them, they would still be back doing whatever they were doing, all these lowly jobs. And it was like the turn, like I didn't expect it. And like
I did it real quick.
Well, it came from it was a left hook.
It just came out of nowhere. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I'd never gotten like
from what he was starting from to where he ended at.
Yeah, because it was from the left. He came from instead of like the normal side where I'm used to it. It came like from a conservative angle, which I'm always used to fighting conservative angles. This is racism, but from a liberal angle. I'm like, wow, that's nuts. And so it caught me off guard. There was a bunch of stuff he said, and I couldn't really process it fast enough because I never really encountered it before. So this is older guy, and I'm kind of recognizing it because like, yeah, he's like denigrating black people by saying that if it wasn't for the nice white liberals helping them, they would still be wherever they were. And so I'm like, no, dude, it wasn't you guys. It was the black people who did that. Black people are the ones who did this. It's nice that you helped them, but it was they who suffered. It was them who fought. It was them who did all the groundwork.
He wanted to make it seem like he, you know,
it was about them.
Like yeah, he's a good. Like they helped them, you know.
Yeah. So I'm like, I can't believe you're doing this, and it was wild. I don't know. I've never seen that before. Like, how could you?
Saying, like, this guy has these views, but and I think that's just whatchamacallit, where he lives, right? What is it gonna say? A product of his environment, you know?
Yeah, well, if he's an older white guy, I guess.
Yeah.
But like,
you know, like it's just where he grew up, and he's just ingrained with it like that.
Man, that's terrible. Because how do you break something like that? Because that guy totally felt he was right. It was nuts.
You're not gonna change him. The only way you can break it is with the whatchamacallit. With, you know, the younger generation. Like these people can't be teaching their kids that stuff, you know, but they are, and that's the problem, you know. And then those kids teach their kids that, and it just keeps continuing. The only way you can do it is just to not, you know, once people get set in their ways, it's almost impossible for them to change. That's just the way it goes, especially after years and years and years.
I don't know. You can't give up on people like that. You can't say that. I don't want to do that. Just give up. So you're beyond reproach.
It's almost impossible. These people are set in their ways. They don't want to hear it, you know. They've already spent, you know, 30, 40 years of their life, you know. They're like, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but so you're like basically giving up on people and who are condemned to hell. You're saying they're beyond redemption. There's got to be a way to break through.
They're set in their ways. I mean, there's even you said, like, remember that we said it a couple weeks ago. Like, once you say something, it's hard for you to get it out of your head, even if it's the wrong thing. And that's the thing, is these people get this ingrained for their heads, and you're talking, like, 30, 40, 50 years of this, That's not something that's easy. That's almost impossible to get rid of. And I mean, you see it, you see it all the time. I mean, you just talk to people like you do with the religion. These people have been hearing stuff, all their life, and then you go and you try to tell them something, and then what do? They immediately try to dismiss it, or like try to find something else, I don't know. I just find that when you're set in your ways like that, and I've seen it before, it's really hard to stop.
I know, but that just, okay. I guess, like, yeah,
maybe like that, but that's why you have to kind of weed them out. These people are set in their ways. I'm not trying to say, like, sure, you can talk to them and this and that, but you need to focus more on what's gonna, what's gonna make the future better, which is the younger people. You got to get to the younger people before people like that get to it. I don't think media helps either, because that stuff gets ingrained in your head. And what does the media show all the time? It's just poor neighborhoods. They killed someone killed here.
Well,
here,
it's who controls the media, right? That's what the older people are seeing, because they're watching TV. But the younger generation, they're watching whatever they want to watch on social media. But here's the thing: on Facebook, not Facebook, on YouTube, I notice, I will admit right now, right?
Yeah,
I go to 4chan. I go to 4chan.
Now I've heard about 4chan.
You heard about it?
Yeah, I mean, I know of it. I hear it all the time. But I hear isn't 4chan kind of like a dicey site on stuff, or no?
Like, I don't know. It's supposed to be dicey, but the whole place is logged. The whole thing's logged. It's not dicey at all. Maybe back in the day before people noticed, but once, like, the feds noticed, it's totally modern, the whole thing. I spilled coffee because it's dark. Hold on.
Yeah, because I remember seeing that.
So,
or hearing about that.
But it's still a posting and recruiting site. So, like, for Nazis.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. I just heard that it's a site, where they post a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, they make right-wing conspiracies there. Haven't you heard of QAnon? Oh, I said his name. Yeah, he's
like I said, I don't go to the website. I've heard about it. What?
It's so they have
like a Reddit type place.
It's sort of it's an image. Stuff? Yeah, basically it's like Reddit. It's like you post stuff, post pictures, and text, and that's it. Pictures and text. And they make that site is used by the right wing to recruit Nazis, kids into right wing ideology and Nazism. That's where the Pepe meme came from, or where they stole it from. That's where the anonymous masks that people wear.
Yeah.
That's where that came from. 4chan. So, I go watch this site on a different browser that in anonymous mode to look at this site. And then on my other totally separate browser, logged in on YouTube, I get right-wing suggestions of right-wing videos. So there's like some kind of built-in thing where they try to hook you into it, because once you start watching right-wing videos, it recommends the next video to be another right-wing video.
Just like YouTube, yeah, it's gonna show you suggestions.
Just over and over again. Yep. And so you get indoctrinated in. Super easy. By design.
That's what the internet does too, right? I mean, you look at all these freaking websites and the internet freaking gives you suggestions and all that.
It can, but it takes a lot more effort. Like, you have to read.
Like, I just freaking, whatchamacallit, I just went to freaking Amazon the other day and looked at something, and then I freaking went on YouTube or Yahoo a couple freaking hours later, and bam, there it is. Whatever I'm looking at, like, hey, look at this. Everybody and their mother does that stuff now.
Yeah, but it's scary, and it also is, this version feeds into an ideology, not just commercialism, not just selling you stuff, but like, hey, think this certain fascist way. This is the ideology we want. And that's dangerous. That's super bad. Okay, so for example, right, in China, there's a young woman named Yang Kaili. Yang Kaili, I guess. She's 20 years old. She lives in China. She was doing like what I'm doing right now, what we're doing, you know? And
Climbing up a tree?
Isn't that cool?
Oh, if I can get to the top of this dang tree. Oh.
I don't think you can anymore.
No, you stopped the last piece right here. How dare you, sir?
I didn't stop it. I don't know what happened. There's
No,
got to be a
you
way
got
up there,
the-
though. I know there's a way up.
Oh dear God, no! I fell from a super.
Oh, maybe I. Oh. Okay, there we go. One of these sides can get you up. There it is. Nope. What if I force it? I'm gonna force the idea, the issue.
Hey, don't ever force
There we
it,
go.
nerd.
I did it. Okay. I don't want to fall. I don't want to die. You're above me. Oh wait, because I'm on the wrong part. There it is. No. Yeah, here it is. It's over here. It's over here. This is the one. This is the way up.
It's because you're freaking. The lights are stopping it.
No, we just had the wrong side. Oh, uh-oh.
I just want to hit that out from under you so bad. I was gonna.
Yeah,
smack
you
it.
know what? That's what I was thinking. Remember when you were like standing on the ledge of the Rainbow Bridge?
Yeah.
I was like, man, it'd be so much easy just to like knock you off. Just go.
I would have done it if I freaking known you had like no experience. I would have just dropped your ass right there. But no, I can't tell your experience. Bro.
Ah. Oh, this is a pretty nice angle. I
You
like
know,
this
I
place.
never have any experience. Oh,
So
God, being
Okay.
up here gives me freaking. What's
So Yang Kaili, 20 years old, Chinese national, in China, doing what we're doing here, and then she was singing the Chinese national anthem, but she was all being silly about it, you know. The Chinese police came and picked her up and put her in jail for like a week, and then she had to come out and apologize for what she did.
So she was saying it funny.
Yeah, because she just sang the national anthem funny.
They don't take lightly to that stuff.
How brittle, how weak must be the Chinese authority if they can't withstand like the tiniest misinterpretation of their national anthem. That's
I think
That's
that
awful.
has to be a power trip too. You know, that's just them being like, "Hey, we told you not to do this stuff. No, you're doing it. We're about to show you." It's the kind of thing like if they don't, you know, it's already a communist country, so if they don't sit
it's
there,
not
and
a
check
communist
this person,
country, man. It's state capitalism.
All right, so if they don't stop this woman from doing that, right, then they're gonna send the wrong message, right? Because everybody else is gonna start doing it, and then they're gonna have, you know,
They're gonna start questioning the state
Yeah,
authority of
exactly.
the state.
so
So yeah,
they have
so
to
it's a-
do it.
So it's totalitarian. It's
Like, well, we have to in order to show these people that, you know, we don't take
that
lightly.
we're the boss. Yeah,
Yep,
like that's
pretty
make them
much.
afraid.
Yep,
And that's awful. That's why we know the Chinese are not free.
and it works though. These people are just like, oh.
Well, yeah, but they tried, right? Remember that? Do you remember in Tiananmen Square? Do you know
Well,
Tiananmen
that
Square?
was that really big open one, right?
Yes.
Like the
Back in the
huge open one.
90s.
Yeah, I
Tiananmen
remember.
Square, a bunch of students all showed up in Beijing at the huge
remember
square. They all were a whole like thousands of people crammed into the square to demand democratic reform to the system. They're like, yo, we want a bigger say in our government and stuff. The police, the army surrounded the whole square so the students couldn't get out. Then tanks came through and ran them over.
What?
Yes.
I remember that part. I remember it got ugly, but good God.
They ran people over like pancakes with tanks. I'm not kidding you, dude.
Oh, you guys are on the road.
Like, I'm not kidding you. It's so they smeared people. Like, you know, imagine like running over humans and then turning on a tank.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that government's awful. Because the people, just because a bunch of kids are saying, "Hey, we want more say in our government." So this is not like a cool government. The Chinese government is pretty crappy. It's not nice to its people. And I mean, and like, look, America might have a whole bunch of ugly ass warts, right? It's ugly, dude. There's a bunch of disgusting things that we've done. We look ugly. Hell yeah, I agree. Right? We need some cosmetic surgery. Sorry. but man, we haven't run over people with tanks. We haven't done that. Like, we've done some crappy stuff, but we haven't run over people with tanks. Holy crap. Holy crap. Like, I can make fun of the government if I want. I can sing the national anthem as crappy as I want.
Yep.
Like, no police are gonna come get me.
Trust
Man.
me, Robert cannot sing everybody. He is horrible at singing. Oh, dear God.
Oh, say, can you see?
See, there you go. Look at Roseanne Barr. Good God, nothing happened to her for that. That was a whole. She spit at the end too.
Yeah. She can do that. She can do that. That's why we're great, right? Nazis can go try to parade, even though they're crap, and they can do that. And then
They have the right.
anti-fascists will show up and like counter protest, and they're allowed to do that too.
Yep, they're allowed to do that.
So yeah. Okay. So that's what's going on in China. Poor Yang Kaili. This poor young woman doing what we're doing here, trying to express themselves. They have to like watch out from the police in China. So China government, no good. Okay, stern look. What does that do? Nothing, but you know. Saturday market. Oh yeah, dude. So hey, do you know who Mitch McConnell is?
Sounds familiar, but no. Well, hold on.
Okay.
Politician?
Yes.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
Republican.
Republican?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep
All
going.
right. Hold on. White male?
No, that's not important.
Okay. Hold on.
Senate Majority Leader.
Okay, go ahead. That's where I've heard it from.
Okay.
Go ahead. I know what you're talking about.
So Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has said that, well, damn. Oh, holy crap! There's a lightning bolt over here. Did it hit anything? Cause any fire? No. Mitch McConnell said, well, we just cut all these taxes for all these rich people. So now we don't have enough money. The deficit's blowing up right now. So going into next year, if the Republicans hold the government, what we plan on doing is we need to take care of these entitlements that we're paying out. You know, Medicare and Medicaid. You know, social and Social Security. I mean, Social Security and Medicare. We got to cut those. Social Security, we got to cut Social Security, and we have to cut Medicare to pay for these tax cuts that we gave the rich people, is what Mitch McConnell's saying. All right. The other thing that Mitch McConnell's saying is that also we need to reform healthcare. And the thing they want to do is bring back pre-existing conditions. Do you know what
is that not a thing anymore? Like
that's not a thing anymore. Obamacare got rid of pre-existing conditions.
Okay. I was just wondering about that.
So Obamacare was great. Okay. But when Trump came in and the Republicans took over, they started breaking all that down. So they're trying to they want to bring back pre-existing conditions. Pre-existing conditions are like your insurance doesn't have to cover any kind of condition that you had before you were before you were covered by them.
Okay.
So if you're documented to have any condition and they find out,
had to be documented, right?
yeah, if they find any documentation of you having treatment for any condition, they don't have to pay for it. So if you come into this new job, and you get this new insurance, and they're like, oh look, you had diabetes. Sorry, that's all new. We're not covering it. That's what the GOP wants to bring back.
So alright, so let's say I have insurance now, right?
Yeah.
I have asthma and all that, it's all documented. Let's say that, you know, they change my insurance to a new provider, right? Does this provider then have to pay for my asthma stuff? Or does that count as a pre-existing?
Now they do, but if they change the rules and under the old rules and under the new rules, that's
what I'm saying though. Like just by me switching, right? Like I didn't let it last.
Yes.
Just by me switching, they can say no, we don't want to do that.
Yes. So if you change jobs,
you could have cancer, be getting fucking treatment. Sorry, be getting treatment, and then something happened at your job, which happens. Let me tell you, because in the last 3 years, every year my insurance has changed because they've been trying to save money, right? So it happens. And you get your insurance changed to a new doctor, and then they're like, no, we don't want to cover you anymore. Sorry, that's baloney.
That's what the GOP wants.
You didn't get it changed over. It's not your fault.
That's what the GOP wants. That's what they want. That's the thing they want. That's what they're going for.
Because especially in the last 2 years, I've had I've supposed to have gone to the gastrointestinal doctor freaking 2 times, and every time I was gonna get it, my insurance changed, so I couldn't go get it, and I had to freaking wait again.
There's a bunch of cows down there.
Sucks. There's cows everywhere, yo.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to go kill them. They're ruining my crops. I have to fence that off, I guess. I don't want to. I hate fencing stuff off, but. So yeah, that's what they want to do. So did you vote? Have you voted?
I'm registered. I haven't voted yet, though.
Are you going to?
Yeah, I always vote.
Okay, good.
I always get there early in the morning with the older people, just to kind of get it over, because I don't like standing in the lines. It gets crazy busy later.
So I did it in my pajamas. I'm not kidding, man. Like, so I checked. Let me tell you how we do it in Oregon, and how I want to do it for the rest of the country. So, in Oregon, about like 3 weeks before the election, everyone who's registered gets a ballot mailed to their house with their name. And then, why are all these cows out?
You have a hole in your fence right here.
Oh no! What happened? How did that happen?
Oh, they got loose. There's a hole right here.
No, that's not gonna do it. They'll hop on that. It needs to be.
No.
It needs to be too high. No, it has to be at least too high. Oh, I wasted my wood here. This one.
All right, cows jumping. Come on, that's ridiculous.
No, really, dude. Like here, so like they can't get in here, right? They can't use platforms, but they'll use blocks.
Just
so
for that, I'm gonna sock him in the udder.
I just killed all my cows. Here, cows. Check it out. Come to me.
Did you just kill them all? He just slaughtered them. Burgers tonight, everybody. Woo woo. Wow, the cows are jumping. Look at that one cow over there. Can't get in. You lame cow.
Yeah, because he went in the fence side. He went in the wrong side.
Huh?
You went in the wrong side.
Slay those cows.
So yeah, okay. That's what the Republicans are trying to do. That's their deal.
Ugh, that's horrible. We don't need everybody to be healthy. Forget that. Why would we want that? Come on now.
This is a neat trick. I don't know if this works everywhere else, but it works here. They can jump over blocks, but they can't use platforms. I'm out of wheat. Wheat.
What happened?
I'm out of wheat.
Let me see. Look at me. Go like this. Hold on, don't move. You got a bug right there. Nasty kid. Got bugs hanging all over.
So okay, the next deal, Mitch McConnell. Okay. Oh, so have you heard about the refugees coming up from?
I just saw that yesterday, but I got like 6 minutes because I gotta go do fluids on a cat today. I've been doing fluids on this woman's cat, so I gotta go at like 9:15.
Okay. So real quick as I can go.
Yeah, I've seen it. There's a ton of them. Like, what's the deal with that? I didn't listen to anything.
Some of them are fleeing, like a horrible life. Some of them are fleeing violence. Some of them just need a job.
Oh, Robert! Oh God!
I see the creeper. Yeah.
He almost got me.
Come this way, creeper. Ha ha ha. Water stops creepers.
Hey,
What happened? I don't know.
There's a ton of them, man. I was like, holy.
Is there a hole somewhere in the fence?
I don't know where he came from.
You know what? I think they changed the spawning rules for monsters. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's not well lit. I don't know. Okay. So they got stopped at Mexico, right? A bunch of them got because they got slowed down to process, and a bunch of them just jumped over and went anyways.
Like, screw
and
it.
didn't wait for processing.
Of course, nobody wants to wait.
So I don't know what the deal is with the processing or what the deal is, but what's happening is Trump is going to use that as as a campaigning thing.
Yeah, of course. Show tons of them at the freaking border like that, mass amounts. People are gonna be like,
oh, out of fear,
God.
yeah, because fear is what motivates.
Of course.
Fear is very motivating.
But they're not gonna ask why these people are coming over here or what they can do to help them or figure out why, to stop these people. Like, hey, maybe let's go over there and see,
Yeah, like think about the money that we could be making if we build up, develop South America.
Not as much as oil as money as we can get from going over there and helping them.
Oh man,
that's the problem. Is not enough money. I don't think.
There's plenty of money, man. Do you know how much there is?
But
that's
not
what
oil
I'm saying.
Money though, right? Like I put it this way. I think that maybe it's less effort, just to have to, go over there, helping this war that they have to kind of throw out this horrible guy, and then be there and be like, well, we're gonna stay here and help you guys, and then we want a piece of this and that. It's probably easier to do that than try to go over to some government and try to find out who's corrupt and why this is happening and try to reform this. When they just go over there, bomb a couple people, and then bam, get money.
No, dude, if you want to be like cynical about it, have you read 1984?
No, what is that?
Oh man, okay, so in high school...
I'm not a reader, so yeah, definitely not.
So in high school, I read this is a book that I don't know if they still do it.
Also.
But
really
high school...
Everybody.
Huh?
Said I'm not really a thinker either. I'm not really a doer. Or a watcher.
Oh, come on, don't be hard on yourself, dude.
I don't do much, everybody, come on.
No, chill out, dude, you're cool, don't be so hard, man. Okay, so 1984, it's like this dystopia.
Okay, so it sounded familiar. I've vaguely remember.
Yeah, okay.
About this.
And oh man, why did I bring it up?
Because man. I was talking about them overthrowing someone and then wanting to just have war than rather find gold.
Oh yeah, war. Okay, so war, right? So okay, in 1984, there's this guy that they all call, that the government calls the bad guy, and his name is Emmanuel Goldstein. And our protagonist gets a hold of this guy's book and reads his book in the book. So you read a book in a book.
Nice.
And in the book, it says that the point of war is not to win war, it's to waste resources. Because right now we can produce all the stuff we need to take care of everyone's needs right now. everyone around the world. Like, no problem. No one has to suffer, be poor or sick, right? We have the capacity with our machines and our knowledge to take care of everybody. The problem is that that doesn't make certain people money or power.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you helping people like that doesn't make those people that give that stuff away money, you know? Like, if you're gonna, you know, they have to get, you know, let's say you're gonna help people out with food or something, right? Someone's gonna have to give that food away, right? And that person's not making money, and they're gonna want to do it.
Yeah. So you get what I'm saying, right? So they have to find a way. So, but in order to maintain control, there has to not be enough. Because that's what motivates people to do something, is that there's not enough. So you have to, number one, maintain the illusion that there's not enough, and then number two, destroy the stuff that you make so that there really is not enough, because you wasted it. And the only way to do that is war, because war is a way to do things that doesn't produce anything. You can destroy stuff for no good. That's what war does. Destroy things for no good. That way you maintain scarcity, and then if you can maintain scarcity, you maintain control. So the point of war is not to win war, it's to keep war going. That's why in his book, like, they have this idea called doublethink, which is having two ideas that are contradictory in your head at the same time. So one idea is called war is peace. So the idea is that through constant war, it's the same thing as being peace. Because it maintains the social structure of the hierarchy, where like the poor are poor and the rich are rich, and it'll never change because you waste it on war. And not war for a purpose, but war just for war. Like what Donald Trump does. Well, even what Obama was doing, right? Because like they're not really they're still beholden to the same oil energy structure, where we got our energy from Saudi Arabia, through the control of Saudi Arabia. That's why this whole deal with Mohammed bin Salman is a big deal.
The arms deal thing.
Yeah, because we're gonna sell him arms, and this dude is killing like journalists who are on our side, who are on our team. And then our president is like, oh, it's no big deal, I'm making money. And like, that's awful, that's terrible, man. We're the leaders of the free world. What is that?
Yeah,
if we don't live up to our ideals, who else can live up to them if we don't do it? Ooh. Not these.
How dare you, sir?
Those are trees, man.
I got like 5 more minutes and I gotta go. I gotta get ready.
Okay. Alright. So anything else you want to talk about? What else do I got?
Giving cat fluid sucks. I'll talk about that.
No. Okay. Let's see. Do you know who Wilbur Ross is? He's a guy.
I do not.
He's the secretary. Oh, I forgot who he is. He's some big important dude, and he got caught trying to rig the census in favor of the Republicans. So you got to look at the Republicans as being like less as a political party and more of like a hostile force.
I think that of all parties, though, I think every party would do that if they had the chance.
See,
honestly.
That's what the Russians want you to think, right? Like, you say that, but do you have objective evidence? What's your objective evidence that they're both the same?
No, I don't have any.
See, right? That's the thing. Like, that idea is kind of just like an idea you carry and reproduce and act on, but you don't know if it's true. I'm telling you, dude, if you check it out, the policies that come out of the Democrats for the last like while are way better than the policies that come out of the Republicans for the people, for the 99% of the people.
Yeah, and I understand that. That's fine, but I still think that as far as that goes, I think that in order for them to get their agenda out, I don't think a Democrat would have any problem doing something shady in order to do it. I just think that's
I don't know, man.
It sucks, and unfortunately, that's just the way it
No,
goes,
dude, look at Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, they have her under so much investigation, it's ridiculous. They never found anything. She has never been in jail. She's not going to go to jail because she didn't do anything shady. But that meme, that
They've been
idea
looking at
is
Trump
out there.
forever too, though. But he's not gonna go to jail either. You know, it's the same type of stuff.
No,
Like,
we have evidence that Trump is shady.
but he's not going to. I'm telling you. And this is
Oh,
what I
you
told you
see?
at the
No,
very,
wait,
remember
wait,
at the
wait.
very beginning of our episodes, I told you it's not gonna happen.
No,
Remember, I told
and
you
I'm
that.
telling you, right?
No.
Very beginning of our episode, the GOP controlled all of government. They're doing a coup. So what they've
Yeah, but
done.
see, that's just the
wait,
way
wait,
it
wait,
is,
wait,
though.
wait,
It's
wait.
always gonna be like that.
No, it's not. Because listen, right? They've used their power to cover up as much as they can. So everything we've gotten has been the whole government trying to fight against it. Because the GOP controls all of it. And still, we've gotten a whole bunch out already, right? We know that that Trump conspired with the Russians to overthrow our democracy, to implant him so he can make money for him and make money for Putin and the oligarchs. That is the whole deal. And apparently now with Mohammed bin Salman, like it's yeah,
But if
it's
they
like
know that they're not doing anything about it, though. That's what I'm saying.
no, but
What are
they
doing
are,
about it?
right? They are. Mueller has indicted all these people. He is like creeping up to Trump, but he can't do anything right now because the government is totally controlled by the bad guys, right? Look at it that way, right? They totally control the government. So
No, and I know it's-
wait.
So they,
So when this election happens, we have to hope that the Democrats take at least one chamber of government. Because when they take one chamber of government, they get something called subpoena power. Subpoena power says you have to come before this committee and tell us what we want, or give us this information, and if you don't, you go to jail. And Donald Trump cannot save you because it's not a Donald Trump thing, it's a Congress thing. So right now, the GOP has used their subpoena power to hide as much as they can. And the Democrats have been screaming to like, look over here, but they can't do anything because they don't control the committees. They don't control subpoena power. If they win control of the government, they get that. So they basically cast this huge light on this giant shadow ball that the GOP has been covering up for the past 2 years. It's gonna be insane. You don't get it, dude. We're in this like. That's why I'm saying this season ends
I just
the
don't
night
see, it
of
doesn't make
the
any sense.
election.
Like, they sit there and they have all this information, you know, and they're like, oh, do this and that, but yet they can't do anything about it. Like, doesn't that seem, that's just like, you know, I know this guy murdered this person, but you know what, we can't do anything about it.
Who's
because,
they?
you know,
Who's they? Like, there's this Mueller, dude. Mueller's working, and he's got all these indictments. He just indicted that Russian woman working that troll farm.
Yeah, but see, these aren't government people. It's like, these aren't people like the president. Just watch, I'm telling you right now.
What do you mean?
I said it at the beginning, and he's not gonna, someone else is gonna fall thing he's done, like always, and it's just gonna, government's just gonna go about as it usually does.
Nah, I see, you're not looking at it. You're not seeing it as a power struggle. It's not government one big thing, right?
Nah, I
Government's
know it's
many
it's always
different
been
groups.
a power struggle, though, you know, because you have two,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
look at the
parties
two
that want
groups.
to control.
Look at the two groups we
And
have.
that's
We
why
have
I say, like, when you have people that want power, it's always going to end up in the end to where they're like, well, you know what, this is in our best interest to do this, and then they do something shady or something, you know, not, you know, dirty in order to get it done. And I think anybody would do that, both parties.
No, wait. Look at the way I've been. Okay, remember how I framed this whole thing this whole time, right? I frame it in terms of the Confederacy versus the United States, the Union. Right? This whole time. So you're telling me that both sides are the same? The Confederacy and the Union are the same? Is that what you're telling me? Because that's what it is. The GOP are Confederates, dude. The GOP are Confederates. They worked with the Russians to overthrow our government, our constitution. Because the constitution says you have to get votes in a certain way, and the GOP undid all of that and just seized power.
I don't know.
So you got to look at it not in terms of Democrats or Republicans, but as the United States, the Union, versus the Confederacy. And it's not a violent civil war, right? It's not like we're like shooting each other. I mean, if you're black, you're getting killed. Minorities are getting killed. It's always been that way for them. We're trying to change that, right? We, the United States, we're trying to change that. That's not right.
I mean,
Americans shouldn't be killed.
Yeah, of course.
But if you're a Confederate,
both sides are going to do what they need in order to get what they want done.
Okay, so what do you mean? Give me an example, because that's you're just
again,
saying stuff.
like dirty stuff, like
Give me something.
the stuff he says is all fine, right? But like as far as the info that you're giving me, where is a lot of the info that you're giving me from? Like
Well,
like as far as where it comes from.
Okay, so I get a lot of my info from mainstream media sources. So NBC, CBN, The Guardian,
And are those
some
people
from
that
Wall Street journals.
But what makes them legitimate is what I'm saying. Is it
Right.
because that they're not Republican newspapers? Do you see
No,
what
it's
I'm saying?
because they're because
How do I know they don't have an agenda in order to get people? Do you see what I'm saying? In order to get these people to listen to what they're saying, how do
oh,
I know
man,
that
you
they
know,
don't
can
have
I
an
add
agenda?
this in? Hold on, I'm gonna try to add this in midstream, dude.
Go ahead, I got like 5. I literally have like 5 minutes.
Media chart. I'm gonna see if I can add this midstream here. I'm gonna add your chart. So there's a certain way of you have to evaluate the sources of your information. Like you're right. Like not all information sources are treated equally. Some are better than others. So that's one thing. The first thing you have to do is look at where you're getting your information from. Is it like just like water, right? You can drink water.
But is it from an alpine spring?
Yeah, but it might be from like a crappy place.
Or it could be tap water that's just freaking, just purified.
Or it could just be like good water, right? Just good. So like if you drink bad water, you're gonna feel terrible. Oh man, oh wait, I'm streaming this. I fail here. I'm trying to fit this on here and it won't fit. I gotta pee too, man. This is hard.
Oh good. I gotta go pretty soon anyway. I gotta do this thinking.
Oh, there you go. No, did I get it? I can't do it. It won't work. But this chart here, can you see this chart? There's go. I'm getting it now.
I just have a hard time because just.
All right, so here's this chart. Here's this chart. So you can look at this chart that I have on my screen right now. You can see it on YouTube on your side. I try to get my information from the top area, the top middle, where it goes a little bit left, a little bit right, but it isn't stupid like obvious. Like Fox News is stupid dumb tabloid version. The Blaze, like the Daily Caller, InfoWire, that's dumb. Likewise, there's similar stuff on the other side, but it's just not as big. Hey, I gotta go too, because I gotta like.
But you see, yeah, I gotta go too. But you see what I'm saying? Like, who made this chart? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
We can, but here we can talk about it because here's the thing. Yeah, you're right. It's a chain. It's a chain.
Distrust with people after seeing what I see, and that's
so
the
it's
thing
a chain, right?
Yeah,
it's a chain of trust. So here's the thing. That's why I'm saying. If I'm saying it, I looked at this and I've done what you're talking about. Is this chain a legitimate chain? And I'm telling you, this is legitimate. This is why I'm putting it up. This is why I'm doing it.
And it's not that I don't believe you. It's just I just have a hard time believing anybody else. And like people nowadays are.
I know. That's part of what the Russian propaganda does. That's what their whole point is. It's a military campaign. Their whole point. They can't beat us with the military. They can't do it. So
and now I have that in my head, like, and I've had it for years, it's like, well, is that even legit? Like, what if this person has this own agenda? Like, I'm always thinking that now.
Yeah, I know,
like,
but that's
always,
part
like,
of.
Well, you know what? This can't be. I totally understand what you're saying, but what if this isn't that way? Or what if?
But
that's
then,
not
but
that
then,
way,
now you're saying that you're wondering, is there even truth?
Yeah, like is
but that's
everybody
fascism,
just trying to get
right?
their own
their own
agenda? Yeah.
But that's what fascism does. You just logged out. But that's what fascism does. Fascism wants you to feel that there's no truth. The only thing that matters is power. Right? But truth, you have to remember, truth is an aspect of God. Right? If you're saying there's no truth, then you're denying God, because God is truth, right? You would think, what is truth? That which is. So, oh man, yeah, like it sucks that we hit this at the very end of the show, but we could totally dig into this if you want.
Yeah,
but I'm saying again, like I reiterated before, trust me when I'm saying stuff. I might get stuff wrong, but I'll own up to it. I'm not trying to lead you astray. All right, man. I gotta
that
go.
One time when you told me to go on that date, and you said this is a really cool girl. It wasn't a really cool girl. It was a really cool dude. Whatever. Robert,
Hey.
thanks a lot.
Hey now. That's something else entirely
What was
different.
that on?
Yo, I gotta
I was-
answer Mother Nature, yo. So I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go too. That was
All right,
just
hey,
fucked up.
America.
Take a cat with fluids.
Okay, America. Thank you for listening to our banter, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Do good stuff, everybody.
Stop recording or stop streaming.